the show today. I could have. But so this is the NFL predictions for the records. And I want to talk about this live because some of these records I agree with and I can see, but some of them I just don't. And I'm starting off with my Pittsburgh Steelers. I do not agree that we're going to be 9-8. I do not believe that we're going to go 9-8. And I look, this ain't no notes. This is straight off the top because if one thing that I know about football is definitely the NFL. College football, I'm still a newborn there. This past year, the past season, I've been a lot into college football and I have been doing my research and I do have plenty of notes on college football because you got to have those. It doesn't make you smarter or it doesn't make you more of a person that you do not have your research and your notes done for college football, for anything, period. You have to have your facts right. And I do, and I have mine. And if I don't know it, then I just don't. You learn that out here. But anyhow, I don't agree with my Pittsburgh Steelers going 9-8. There ain't no damn way that's going to happen. There's no damn way we're going 9-8. And they got the Bengals at the top of the division, USA Today Sports. Now, if this prediction is right from USA Today Sports, now they must start putting the source down. What guy at USA Today made these predictions? Was this an analytic guy? Was this an accountant, somebody who's good with numbers and just looks at all the stats and put the stats together and he came up with the record that way? Is this a guy who played football before? Or is this just a sports writer that has an insider to the sports? Like, we don't know. It's just USA Today Sports. That's all it says at the bottom. That's all I got from the information upon this that I got pulled up. But I don't agree. Some of them I do, some of them I don't. And I'm going to go through the whole list. We're going to start with the Chiefs. We're going to work our way down throughout each division from left to right. That's what I'm going to do. All right. So the Kansas City Chiefs, man, going 13-4. I don't know. They got a lot of rookies. They're dependent on a lot of young guys at receiver right now to get to play. Look, Travis Kelce's getting old. Let's just call it what it is. He's getting old. He still is a great tight end, but he's getting old. He's getting to the point where he just want to settle down with Taylor Swift. He really don't got to play football. I mean, his girlfriend or fiance, they probably going to be married. I don't know what they are, but I do know that's, whatever they doing, that's just in his personal life. But she got all kinds of money. So, and he does too right now at this point in his career. So playing football right now is only to chase after championships and Super Bowls. That's the only reason why he wants to play, is to get those accolades. Because other than that, Travis Kelce is going to into the Hall of Fame. We all know that. He given us a tremendous career, entertained us every Sunday. But them going 13-4, I can give them one game down. I'll say 12-5, 11-6, and maybe even worse than that. And the only reason why I say that is because they got young, like I said again, they got young receivers that can't stay out of trouble. That wasn't one of them just drag racing in the middle of a neighborhood or something, got pulled over. And I know that ain't got nothing to do with football, but you have to be available. Whether that's keeping your body in shape, whether that's staying out of trouble. And it seems like they can't do that. They got hotheads. Are they holding each other accountable over there? Don't seem like that to me in Kansas City. Something's always going on over there. It's a great football team. They're winning. And as long as you're winning, all those distractions that's going on, people could forget about that. But if you're not winning, then that becomes a problem. But I still think that you having things going on in your personal life may affect how you play on the field, whether people want to say that or not. I know basketball and football is two different sports, but when I'm talking about mentally and you having to be mentally stuck into your game, a shooter can go on a shooting slump if something personal is going on in his life. You're dealing with all these court cases thinking you about to go to jail and having to pay all these fines, and it's taking you away from practice time and so forth and so on. That can add up. But like I said, we'll see what them rookies can do. I don't know if those veteran cornerbacks and veteran safeties is going to allow that in the AFC. It's a very good competition, but I do think that the Chiefs probably will win that division. I do. I like the Chargers going about, I think they get maybe 9-8. That seems pretty good for the Chargers in their first year. That's a safe bet right there to say that. That's like almost saying 8-8. And that's just safe to say that because we don't know how Harbaugh's going to come in there and pick up. We know that he wants to play power football. At least that's what people is insinuating. They're trying to predict that because of him, the way he had Michigan. The way he had Michigan, they think it's gonna be like that. Yo, what up, DP? My man DP in the building. What's good with it, baby? DP. What's good with your boss? What's good with it, man? Ain't doing nothing. I'll drop the link for my guy. Let my guy come up in here if he wants to. If you busy, you busy. If you just listening, you kicking it, that's cool too. I'll drop it down there for you, my guy. You dig? Make sure y'all sharing the link and all that with everybody up out there. But so yeah, the Chargers, they acquired some good talent and everything. He went and got Joe Holt. So he probably wants to run the ball. Austin Eckler, and he wants to rebuild his team. In the first year, him there, I'm not expecting a lot out of him. That's a safe bet for the Chargers. They do have a Pro Bowl type quarterback in Justin Herbert. That's a fact. So I don't know what they'll do. He said, I'm just chilling. My guy would come on, but I got these loud kids. Oh, it's all good, brother. It's all good. It's all good. Then just kick back, relax. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you like the stream, hit the comments up already, share it with everybody. And I'm cool with that. Sit back and relax and listen to the tunes of Truck and Chubby, bro. But yeah, y'all, we definitely, I don't mean to interrupt. I'm going to get right back on the Raiders, but I just want to let y'all know that me, South Coast Kane, DP, and Shad, during the season, we're going to be all jumping on in the midweek, probably on a Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever I think so he got what's going on Wednesday. So I think we'll probably have to jump on Tuesday or something like that. We'll talk about the weekend with college football, NFL, and we'll touch on the Tuesday night game or however that's going to go. You know what I mean? But we'll definitely be on midweek. Us for, I think we calling it the remix. It's going down. And it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy lit because we all bring a different kind of sports talk to the table. We all get along in the same gang. But I wanted to let y'all know that personally, like it's going down. It's going to be sick. I'm excited for it. But moving on though to the Raiders. Now, I don't think the Raiders is going 6-11. If you look at what Gardner Minshew was able to do, y'all, like Gardner Minshew is not trash. Let me say that. He may be a backup, right? But just a couple of years ago, wasn't Gardner Minshew a starter? Wasn't Gardner Minshew the man? Wasn't everybody rocking a mustache down in Jacksonville? It kills me on how quickly we forget how good people were. He had everybody wanting to rock a old 1940s curled up on the side type mustache, and they was calling him the stash, bro. Like, let's not forget that about Gardner Minshew. That is the same player, regardless of what we want to say. And people get film because these teams get film on him and they want to, stop what he's doing. But look, he's been in the league. Y'all want to say that he's a bona fide backup, but I don't see how, or you want to say he's a bridge quarterback. I think that Gardner Minshew is going to come out here and he's going to shock y'all. He's going to shock y'all. Believe it or not. He's not going. I don't think that Gardner Minshew is going to come out here sleeping. He got one of the best targets, if not the best receiver in the game, in Devontae Adams. I don't care how old Devontae is. He comes in prepared, in shape. Gardner Minshew. And let's not forget about Renfro neither over there. Renfro still holding it down over there too. But Gardner Minshew, I was a little upset that they let go of their running back. But obviously for them to let go Jacobs, they probably got something else in store for us. Jacobs wanted some money. He went up to Green Bay. For them to let Jacobs go, I'm assuming that the Raiders got somebody else to step up in there, fill them shoes that's going to run just as hard. All right. I'm not worried about what they're going to do. I think that people go too hard on Gardner Minshew. He's still a proven quarterback in the NFL. He may not be the sexy type of pick that you want to go. He might not give you the most fantasy points on your fantasy team, but guess what? He gets the job done. And if you go in there thinking you're going to just beat on Gardner Minshew, you got a whole nother thing coming because he's a veteran now, but he is the stash and he will whoop that ass. Period. All right. So next one. Who we got now? Yeah, like I think so too, bro. I think so too, DP. I think so too. When you say AR, you talking about Anthony Richardson, because to me, Anthony Richardson, and look, the Colts. I think the Colts get so much love because he ran so fast. Let's just be honest, DP. When And like I said, I'm still like a type of newborn, type of infant when it comes to college football. I'm not going to lie. I just started getting to college football this last season. Up till now is where my research comes in and where my stats and everything come in. So Anthony Richardson, DP, he was lowest. He was low as ever on everybody's board. He was low as fuck on everybody's board. Low as fuck. Nobody wanted him. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't even talking about drafting. Like some people didn't even know he played for the Florida Gators, is how trash he was in college. Let's call it what it is, dog. I mean, like he was showing flashes on film. You seen a potential in the film, but until he went to that combine and when he ran that 4.40, that's when he jumped way up to the top. And they said, oh, he could run because having a dual threat quarterback is the new way of having a quarterback. I know you got a lot of guys out there and that's old school. And I say, oh, we need a quarterback who could pass. Yes, you do need a quarterback that can pass, but a quarterback also has to be able to outrun these defensive ends. Quarterbacks and defensive ends are getting some of the biggest contracts in football now because the quarterback, he's so important to the team. He has to be able to pass. He has to be able to run. And the defensive end or the edge, what they're calling it, outside linebacker, whatever they hybrid guys, they gotta be able to sack them. So they getting the biggest contracts. But until he ran out 40, it was like that. And they also did go grab the I can't pronounce his last name, Latu from UCLA. They went and got him. I thought he was a little light. He's more of a speed rusher than me. He has to work on his power, his bull rush, because you're gonna need that in the NFL. Speed rushing everybody just ain't gonna cut it. Um, but because they're gonna stop that. You know what I mean? That's what they did to Jadeveon Clowney, and I thought Clowney came in a little bit bigger than Latu did. But yeah, they got Latu, and they just assuming that the Colts got one of the best linebackers in the game. I will give them that. They got one of the best middle linebackers in the game. You can argue with anybody that was named last name Leonard. He's probably one of the best linebackers in the game. You know what I'm saying? Until we got Patrick Queen over at the Steelers, because his stats is gonna jump up now. But yeah, they definitely do. So, but Anthony Richardson, he can't even stay healthy right now. And I don't agree with that. You said DP says Anthony Richardson should have stayed in college another year. Florida went 6-6 his last year. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. I agree. I agree. He definitely should have stayed in college because I didn't think he was ready to come out. But like I said, when he ran that 4.40, took off. I mean, if he was that good, I mean, Florida would have been better. Because I mean, when you get to look at, I'm not saying that Auburn was trash because Auburn wasn't trash when Cam was there, but he carried that team. We can say that. We can say that Cam carried them. Let me move on to the Denver Broncos, 4-3. 4-3. They may win a little bit more games than that. They're rebuilding right now. The Broncos are rebuilding. I don't know what was going on with Russell Wilson and Sean Payton. I thought Russell Wilson played good enough his stats because I'm gonna tell you like this as a Steeler fan. If Russell Wilson can give us what he gave the different Broncos last year, the Steelers is moving on and we're winning a playoff game. Period. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm gonna say. So as a Steelers fan and me getting Russell Wilson, I will say this to the Broncos fans. If Russell Wilson gives us what he gave y'all last year at the Broncos, I'm okay with that. I'm cool with that because I think that gets us a playoff win. I mean, his stats didn't look bad. You could say that some of the play was there, but your offensive line was also suspect too out there in Denver. So you can't put everything on Russ. You know what I'm saying? But they went out and they got the Mormon MILF Hunter, as they call him, Zach Wilson from BYU, but he came over from the Jets. To be honest with you, I don't know what was going on with him over at the Jets. I think Zach Wilson needs a pat on the back, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of us out there that need pat on the backs, that needs confirmation that we're doing good, that we're okay in what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody at work, people need that. A lot of people don't say that, but they need that. And when you're a young guy in the NFL, such as Zach Wilson, and you're going to a big city like New York and you're getting ripped for your poor play and everybody's down on you and nobody's really trying to pick you up. And that's the role that I would try to use. If I had Zach Wilson now in my quarterback room, I would be trying to use that. I would be trying to instill confidence in him, let him know you're okay. You're here to learn more. You'll get better. Let's not worry about that. I'm sure that's the approach. I don't know if that's the approach that Sean Payton's saying. I'm just saying that's what I would do. I'm just giving my opinion. But Sean Payton is a quarterback type of guy. You see what he did with Breeze. And to be honest, Zach Wilson, he has the athletic ability. He does to play quarterback. We seen what he did at BYU. We seen some of his greatest highlights. And for him to have, I like Bo Nix. I think Bo Nix is going to be all right in the NFL. If you look at what Bo Nix was able to do for Oregon, and you have people actually pay attention to the film instead of just saying, "Oh, Bo Nix this." Well, Bo Nix was able to go to the line and understand the defense and their schemes, and he was able to identify the mic immediately on the defense. And he was even looking at their the disguises. He was like, if they were disguising a certain zone or man defense, he was able to see that. Like, that's crazy. Like, go and watch. Don't take my word for it. I'm just telling y'all this. Go and watch Bo Nix. All you got to do is type in Oregon versus whoever from last year. I would say the Washington game, because he played great in both Washington games. If it wasn't for the couple of turnovers that they had, that's what was the game when it comes down to those. All right. But look how the way he stepped to the line. He looked around, boom, he looked, seen it, made the adjustment, and did it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. DP definitely did himself a favor going to Oregon. I agree. I agree with that. I think of that. He said, I never thought much of Zach Wilson as much. I never thought Zach Wilson was much coming out of college. I mean, he's athletic though. You know what I mean? Like, he was, if one thing, he was definitely athletic enough, like maybe, but I think Sean Payton would get him right though. I think Sean Payton would get him right. But Bo Nix is something else, man. He's an NFL type quarterback. People think you got to be able to launch the ball 60 yards downfield to play quarterback. No, you can move the ball methodically downfield. As long as you got receivers, give him some weapons. Quick slants, you know what I'm saying? The 10-yard post, 10-yard in, 10-yard out. You can make some passes to the sideline. Those is passes you need to move downfield. You ain't always got to bomb it, You don't. You just don't have to bomb it to play quarterback. I don't know why people are stuck on that. Like, you got to go for the home run every single time if you're a quarterback. Yeah, he said, yeah, Zach a good quarterback. BYU just never played much competition. And that may be why, look, DP, bro, that's probably why he struggled in the NFL, because he was seeing, pros as good as him, and however that goes, you know what I mean? You get what I'm trying to say there? Like, the competition level in the NFL was just as good as him. And in college, he was just dominating, jumping over people, trucking them at the same time. It was crazy, like what he was doing over at BYU, the film I seen on him. All right. So now we going on to the Bengals, the Cincinnati Bengals, dog. I like Joe Burrow. I like what Joe Burrow's doing. I think they got something going on in that wide receiver room. They need to get them guys on the same page, because to me, the Bengals got, not only did we go through the history of the Bengals receivers and how good the Cincinnati Bengals history of receivers is, they now have some of the best receivers in the NFL. That wide receiver room, I wouldn't be mad if you said the Bengals had the best wide receiver room in the NFL. Just right now, just trying to think off top, not with everything put in my face. But yeah, the Bengals receivers are crazy, and they've been that way. But they need to get those guys on the same page. That little bit of turmoil about money, this is a business now. It's about that. So somebody got to take a pay cut. Jamar Chase, somebody in there going to have to take a pay cut. What's going on? Just that little bit of stuff that's going on over there with the Bengals could be enough to knock them out of 11-6. But I don't think they're going to win our division. I think it's going to be tough. Our division is going to be tough. The AFC North is definitely going to be one of the toughest divisions in football this year. I'm letting everybody know that full circle right now. There is not a sorry team in the AFC North. It is not going down like that. I honestly believe that it's going to come down to like a tiebreaker. It's going to be a tiebreaker. No, but I don't see the Bengals winning it. No, I don't see the Bengals winning it. To be honest, if you really, really want me to be honest, I think it's out of us and the Ravens. That's what I honestly think. The Browns, their quarterback position worries me. I don't think Deshaun Watson is who he really is. I don't honestly think that he's going to bounce back from whatever's going on. They have to get another quarterback in there. That's what I think. That's just what I think, in my opinion. The Ravens are set. They needed somebody else to carry the run load, and they went and got one of the biggest bruising running backs that you possibly can go grab. and Derrick Henry. They know a guy like Derrick Henry, but can Derrick Henry handle the AFC North? You know what I'm saying? Just because you big, grandma always said the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Just because you big don't mean nothing in the AFC North. We flipping tires in Pittsburgh. You feel me? like, like for real, Big Cameron Hayward and no man, they going in. Ain't nobody slouching out there in Pittsburgh. That's a fact. And especially like Miles Garrett, when I seen him in person, he is a giant. He's an angel. It looked like he just fell out the sky. Like, you know how they say angels is just so big or whatever? Like, that's just how he is. He said the AFC North always played great D, but the Ravens got the stick. And I believe that, bro. And I'm just keeping it real. I'm trying to take my bias out there. So I agree with you, DP, on that, bro. I really do think that the Ravens are probably the best team right now. I mean, because if you look at it, we were a quarterback away from what happened. We seen what Kenny Pickett did, but I think there's going to be more problems that expose that. But we are three deep now. Like the way that Omar Khan and Mike Tomlin has worked together to build our team, and I'm trying to keep my fandom out, and I'm trying to just look on upon research on my team, and get y'all that look. I'm gonna let Anthony. Anthony, hold on real quick. I'm gonna let you come in after this. I'm gonna mute, and then like so the way that we have built our team in Pittsburgh, we're like almost three deep on every position on the offensive line because that's what's been killing us in the past couple years. When you even look in the past with the Pittsburgh Steelers, we always start going downhill because our offensive lineman was getting hurt, right? So now he addressed that. Omar Khan likes to build that. He likes to put pros in all stars in every position. So if you look at our depth chart, and I'm not even trying to fan out right now, like we ready. We ready. Like it's just up to whoever's going to, are we going to come in there and win these games and play these games and play Pittsburgh Steelers football? The defense, I'm not really worried about in Pittsburgh, but the competition level in the AFC North is so high. And I just don't think that, I don't think the Bengals is going to win it. I think the Bengals is more 9-8 this year, to be honest. That's just me. I don't think the Bengals are at the top of the division, so I don't agree with USA Today Sports. Yeah, Mike Tomlin and one of the greatest coaches, man. Everybody want to play for Mike Tomlin. I say that all the time in my videos. Like, that's why I tell so many Steeler fans, like, y'all, we gotta chill with wanting to get rid of Mike Tomlin. Like, there's not a player that plays in the NFL that does not want to play for Mike Tomlin. If you go and ask any of the NFL players, if you can ask all the starters on every roster, what coach would you like to play for in the NFL? They're gonna say Mike Tomlin. I'm willing to bet that with anybody. 90% of them are gonna say Mike Tomlin. That's just how I see that. I mean, I've seen them say it on so many different podcasts, on so many different shows. So just ain't me saying that. You know, I've seen many players come out and say how good Mike Tomlin is and how well respected he is. So yeah, and he gets the best out of everybody. Because we had an average ass quarterback. We had an average team. We build. He gets the best out of players. Like you be like, who is that? You be like, who is that? When you see the Steelers play and we got somebody on our team that's killing y'all be like, if you ain't a real Steelers, you ain't a Steelers fan, you don't follow the team like that. You be like, who is that on the Steelers? He's killing it. He's killing everybody. Antonio Brown, 6th-round pick, came out of nowhere. When he first started going off, people was like, who is 84? He is snapping. And that's how it always is in Pittsburgh. Like we develop guys, but Mike Tomlin gets the best play out of everybody. So yes, the expectations in Pittsburgh is definitely high because he gets the best out of average competition. So just imagine what he's going to get with the pieces we have there now. The only worry I have with the Pittsburgh Steelers at this point is our offensive line. That's the only thing, and that's just because of the young depth that we have. That's it. That's it. Because of how young we are, we're going to rely on young offensive linemen to get us over the hump. That's the only thing what I'm worried about my Pittsburgh Steelers. But he said a Super Bowl. Who I got for the Super Bowl? I want the Eagles to get back there. And that's solely based off my wife biasness. But realistically, yeah, man, I say the Eagles. The Eagles or the Lions, I think, for the NFC. It's too early for me to pick, but one of those two for the NFC. And for the AFC, I'm honest. I want to say us, man. I want to say my Steelers, of course. That's not realistic. That's me being a fan. I'm gonna say the Ravens and the Chiefs, man. If we get there, we get. I like it, but I'm expecting us to get one playoff win, and I'm cool with that. I'm not cool with losing. Let me make that clear. But like I said, we's trying to build up. What up, Ant? What's up, Anthony Mazonooo? Y'all, we got Anthony Mazonooo. What up, man?
Hey, Truck. Honestly, do you believe the hype with the Jets?
Nah, nah, I don't believe in all the. Look, the Jets got some great players. Sauce Gardner, Teddy Wilson. They got some great players. Hassan Riddick. Hassan Riddick want to play class play over there in Japan. Aaron Rodgers like taking a Hoska walk or whatever the heck that is.
Ayahuasca.
Yeah, ayahuasca. You know what I mean? Like I
Honestly, I
don't
think that's just a higher end version of acid. He's taking acid, basically.
he tripping. Like nah.
Yeah. Do you agree with them predicting the Dolphins to be under 500?
Nah, man, I don't like that. I don't like the Dolphins being under
Maybe
500.
they don't have faith in Tua. That's what it is.
Tua is one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying, they don't trust him based on his performances at the end of the season last year. We had a 4-game lead last year in the at the end of the season in our division, and we blew it. We were supposed to have home field advantage last year in the playoffs, but he basically choked away that the last 4 games.
Do you think? Do you honestly think that he choked those games, Anthony, or do you think that y'all could have used some help at the tight end position last year?
No, it's him.
It was him.
If he's getting paid the amount of money he got announced earlier today, it's him. Put the pressure on the goddamn quarterback. It's him.
Yeah, y'all defense also didn't play the way that
honestly, our defense was good last year. It's our offense that disappeared at the end of the season.
That's true. That's true, Mazonooo. I'm not look, Mazonooo. That's true. But at times, that as much as y'all put into that defense, going to go get Ramsey, Xavier Howard, all those guys that had on
defense, X was in and out of the lineup. Our defensive back.
So yeah, go ahead and finish.
Yeah, no, and to me, this is where I think it's gonna be the Bills, the Dolphins. I think the Jets and the Dolphins end up with the same record, 10-7.
I like that. I like that prediction. I
I agree with you. I think the Ravens win the AFC North.
Yeah.
To be honest, they have way too much faith in Burrow to stay healthy.
Yeah.
With that prediction.
So too. But like how you said, back to your point. Now this is me not like me just looking at the Dolphins from the outside in, right? So I'm not like a Dolphins fan, so it's not me. It's just for me looking at the Dolphins and what I've seen out of them. Like y'all say Tua, a lot of Dolphins fans say Tua, but when you go to talking about when you go and ask somebody who outside of a Dolphins fan, what do you think the Dolphins' problem was last year? You see, y'all say y'all defense was good, but when we watch our defense, they should have played a lot better. Like you said, X wasn't available. One of your best attributes in the NFL is what, Anthony? Is availability, right? You got to be available, and he wasn't. Yeah. And y'all paying him, right? Y'all was paying him.
Yeah, no, and you know why I say it's Tua, not just the money. It's I can't remember which game it was. Oh, it was a Chiefs game. It was a Chiefs game at the beginning of the season. Did you see the graphic that they showed that him against teams that were in the playoffs? He threw at best 1,200 yards, and he was interception wise, he was under, like his passer rating was under 100. It's like,
yeah, I feel you.
His stats were skewed because of the fact he was doing that against teams that were below 500 and stuff like that.
Right.
So to me, the stats can be skewed, and fans want to use it to fit their narrative. I'm on the fence with the kid. I don't hate the kid.
Quarterback?
Huh?
You think y'all need another quarterback out there in Miami?
No, it's not that I don't think we need another quarterback. It's there's limitations physically with this kid, and I think I think without saying it
Mm-hmm.
out loud, a guy Shanahan said it recently in an interview where he says there's a limit what they can do with these. He's not calling out Tua and Purdy specifically. He's saying that style quarterback limits the amount of limits our
Mm-hmm.
playbook because their
Right.
physical limitations
I
at
get
the
that.
position.
I get that. Ayo, Mazonooo. I believe that. I like that take too. So look, what I would say is honestly with the Dolphins this year, if the Dolphins do not, if Tua don't show up this year, he's out. Y'all going to get a quarterback
No,
next year. So we'll
no.
see what
We
y'all
signed him
do.
to that. You didn't see the massive deal we signed him to?
Nah, I don't think. I don't
No,
think
we signed him to a 4-year deal, $212 million total, with 160 million guaranteed.
he look told because look, man, look y'all, y'all Dolphins fans. I can't convince y'all about Tua. Now I'm not saying that I would take Tua because I think he's a system type of quarterback. But let me just say this, man. Like I can't convince y'all. I can't convince y'all otherwise. But Tua, he
No, you
still
have to
is
convince
one of the. He's like I think
his
I
fan,
think I
the
like Tua,
part of the
man.
fan
I
base that's
stand on
his
him.
fans.
I think
No,
Tua's decent, bro. I think Tua's a decent quarterback. I
yeah,
do
he's
think Tua.
decent, but yeah, but do you agree? There's kind of
So who
the
gets y'all over the hump? That's what I'm saying. Like who gets y'all under the hump? What prototype of quarterback do y'all think y'all need out there in Miami to get y'all over the hump? Who does it? I mean, just give me a name of a body
okay.
section. What, a Anthony Richardson type of guy, a
No,
Justin
no,
Fields
no,
type
no,
of
not
guy.
Anthony. Anthony has way too much flaws. I'm
Okay.
gonna bring up a perfect guy. I know we're not like it's way too far for him. Maybe an
Mm-hmm.
Arch Manning or someone like that, like an
Arch
Arch,
Manning. Okay.
or one of the guys in next year's draft. My God, who's in the draft next year? I like Shador Sanders, but there's
Carson Beck, I think, might be in the draft. Jackson Dart might be coming out.
oh
Garrett
no,
Green.
yeah, you just brought up one, but he's gonna be in the top 10. Carson Beck.
Is Cam Rising coming